You already know your three words, but how do you actually use that to create better outfits? Let me show you. If you haven't yet seen my video on how to find your style words, definitely give that a watch. But today, I decided to take real outfits that I have worn in the last 2 weeks and share with you exactly how I build them and step-by-step thinking of how I put them together. So let's dive straight into it. So for this first outfit, I was just hanging out at home editing videos, and so I wanted to be comfortable. And it was this pair of Adidas track pants and a jumper. And so when one of my friends just messaged me, do you want to go for coffee in half an hour? I was like, yeah, sure, let's do that. But I was quite cold and I didn't really feel like changing my entire outfit. So I asked myself, how can I dress this up a little bit so it's a lot more appropriate for a coffee and just going outside seeing people? And so my three words are feminine, edgy, and polished. And this outfit was giving none of that, to be perfectly honest. So first thing I did is tucked in the jumper, straight away gave it a little bit more of that sense of polish and a little bit more feminine shape. The next thing that I often like to do to give a sense of polish is to actually match the top and my shoes. And this is known as the color sandwich technique. I find it very useful, especially if you're new to styling. It's super easy. And so rather than adding black boots, I decided to add this pair of cream boots to match with the jumper. So it was straight away a little bit more put together, more polished, but it was lacking a lot of that femininity or edge. So to add a little bit more of a feminine touch, I added this gorgeous vintage flower necklace. I love it. It's one of my favorite thrift store finds. And I started to feel, okay, this is a lot more like me. Then to add a little bit more edge, I added the suede jacket, and straight away they started to feel, okay, we're getting there, we're almost there. And finally, because it was a little bit drizzling, I decided to add the hat, so that was a really nice addition. And so the outfit was looking quite good, but rather than adding a black or a white bag, I decided to add a little bit more femininity with this little pink bag. And that kind of completed the outfit for me. The final bits that I added is a lot of rings because they're super easy to take on and off. And I just felt like they took this casual outfit into a little bit more of a polished territory. So this is how the final outfit turned out, and I think going from a pretty sloppy base to quite a polished outfit, I felt very, very happy with it. Now this next outfit was something that I was considering for a very casual date, just like going for a walk around town. So there's going to be a lot of walking and I was going to wear trainers. Now, when I put this outfit together, all of the items are very one style, one tone. And if you know about the style needs, you know that relaxed is not one of them. And so this outfit definitely didn't feel like me. And so because I didn't have that much time to try and fix it, I decided that for now, let's just go with the jeans and the trainers and we'll style the jumper another time. So I decided that I wanted something a little bit more neutral and I picked this lovely Isabel Marant jumper. It's cotton, it's very lightweight, but it's not just gray. It has this blue and purple threads within the fabric. And so I felt that this could be something that I could play off on. And so far, the outfit is not giving really feminine, edgy or polished really. So I had to start adding things on top. Now, the first thing that I did is I added the pink blazer coat, straight away added both femininity and polish. Then I added the belt, which is something that I often use with this specific pair of jeans because I feel it just elevates them a little bit more. And I feel that right now there was a little bit of edge, not necessarily in terms of black or chains or anything kind of that more hardcore edginess, but it was more of this creative stylistic edge. And to amplify that, I also added the pink bag and I decided to wrap a silk scarf around the handle to just make it a little bit more feminine, more girly, and also just contrast with the casualness of the sneakers and the jeans. Finally, I added my favorite silver necklace because this is something that I wear almost on a daily basis, and a couple of rings and bracelets. And this outfit felt very, very casual in terms of occasion, very comfortable, but at the same time, it definitely felt feminine because of the colors and the shapes, edgy because of the style contrast, and polished because everything generally looked quite put together. Now, this third outfit is starting with the jumper because I really wanted to wear it. It's something that's quite new to my wardrobe and I wanted to find different ways to style it. But because I knew from last week that I don't want to pair it with jeans, it's just way too casual and relaxed for me, I decided to see if I can style it in a lot more polished, elevated way. So the occasion was still going around town, but it was a lot more about shopping, going to stores, so slightly more elevated than, let's say, the jeans. So the first thing that I added is a pair of tights and my favorite skirt from Marsh. This is such an amazing skirt and I've worn it probably about 20 times and it just makes me feel really good every time I wear it. So straight away, you can see that there was a little bit of that edge between the slightly more polished formal look of the skirt and then the very relaxed jumper. Now, to amplify the edginess, I added my favorite combat boots, perfect for a lot of walking, and stylistically, they also definitely add that edge. And to tie it all up together, I added my favorite blazer from Marks and Spencer. It's a vintage one, and I just love the fit and how it looks together. And so straight away, you can see that there is the edginess. I would say there is the polish. And in terms of femininity, I think that that's created by the very short line. I still wanted to play up a little bit with the accessories. So again, I added the hat and I added a pair of earrings and a couple of my rings, just to add a little bit more of that feminine touch. And finally, because I didn't want to add any more colors than there were already, I just went with my black chain bag to amplify a little bit of that edginess and contrast between the relaxed, the polished, and then the more tough elements. Are you enjoying this video, by the way? Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It really helps me with the algorithm. Outfit number 4 is very similar to what I'm wearing today. And that was a day of just work from home. So I often like wearing those same jeans that I showed you previously because they have the elasticated waist. They're very comfortable to sit in. But I'm also on camera, and so I like to wear tops that are a little bit brighter, that just bring a little bit more contrast, especially when people can see me. And so for this look, I decided to go with this red jumper, which is again a relatively new addition to my wardrobe, but it has mohair in it. And I am not super sensitive when it comes to wools and things like that, but for some reason mohair I just find super scratchy. And so I decided to wear it with this black underlayer, which is made of merino wool, which is super soft and smooth, and it doesn't give me any irritation. And it also created this cool layering effect around the neckline, which is something that I find just looks a little bit more interesting. Then to add a little bit more polish, I added a belt, and you can see I used the exact same styling sandwich technique to match the top with my shoes. And so I added a pair of red loafers. Now, because there was a little bit of black poking through my collar, I decided that this is going to be the third color in the outfit. And so I added a black bag and also a pair of black socks because my ankles would otherwise be visible and I didn't want to be too cold. Finally, I added a couple of my favorite silver accessories just to add a little bit more visual interest around my face. And that was the outfit. Again, took me about 2 minutes to put this together. It's super comfortable, super easy to move, and I just really liked it. For the next outfit, I went to meet with a friend for brunch, and then I also wanted to just go and do some work from a coffee shop, and so it needed to be something that is still very comfortable to sit in, but I also wanted to look a little bit more feminine and fun and sexy. But at the same time, it was such a gloomy day, and so on some days, I just don't want to wear that much color, and so I challenged myself to see, can I create an interesting all-black outfit pretty much? And so the first thing that I did is I started with a super comfortable, simple base of my favorite shorts with a bodysuit that's super comfortable to move in and a pair of tights. Now, because it was pretty cold, I knew that I was going to have to layer. And so the first thing that I added, which was basically my main outfit, is this merino wool cardigan. I love it. It's a vintage piece and it's so comfortable, it's so warm. But I also feel like the gold buttons add something special to it. And so I would say we got definitely the feminine vibe and we got a little bit of that polish because it was all kind of like put together, but it definitely needed more. It needed more edge and it just needed everything to be a bit more. So the first thing that I added to amplify, I would say, the sexy vibes in this one is my pair of over the knee boots, super comfortable ones because they're flat and so they allow me to walk. And they also keep me pretty warm whenever I'm wearing tights in the colder weather. So I would say because we had the leather, I wanted to amplify that a little bit, and so rather than adding just one piece of outerwear, I added two. So I added my black blazer, and then on top of it, I added this black jacket. It's made of leather, it's very, very thin, and so that's why it allows me to layer it on top of other outer layers as well. And so I would say we definitely achieved the edginess in terms of the style. There is a lot of things going on. So to up the femininity, I started by adding a belt that I definitely want to wear more because it's really fun. It's this golden loops belt, and I really like it. Then I added a couple of golden necklaces, and again, because they're small, even though I'm a winter cool, it doesn't really matter. They don't have that much of an impact because I'm wearing black, which is one of my best colors. I also added the hat to complete the look. And I would say this outfit is quite polished in the sense of it's very clean lines, and it's also relatively edgy and feminine. But I can't go completely without any color. If you've watched my capsule wardrobe video, you know that my preference is for level 3 pop of color outfits. And so in this one, I decided that rather than wearing the color, I'm just going to use my pink bag to add a little bit more of that femininity and also make it just a little bit more edgy because pink and black are quite contrasting both in terms of style, but also as colors themselves. And so even though this outfit is definitely a lot more out there for me, I really, really liked it. And this is how I use the style words to just make sure that I go from a pretty simple, boring base to something that definitely feels a lot more like me. And the final outfit I just had to use a few days ago because I had to present online in front of the entire company. And so because I work from home most days, I can literally wear whatever I want on the bottom. No one sees that. And so I still wanted to create an outfit that felt polished and feminine, but at the same time was very comfortable. And so I wanted to build an outfit around this white Bimbo and Lola blazer, which is again relatively new to my wardrobe, and I just wanted to wear it more. So because the blazer definitely gives feminine and polished, I wanted to style it in a slightly more edgy way, which for me means that I want to contrast it with something black. So I put together the black bodysuit and then this gray mini skirt. Again, no one can see me. If I had to go to the office, it would be a pair of gray trousers, but because I work from home, it was fine. To up the polish vibes, I added my necklace, a couple of bracelets and rings, and this is pretty much what I wear on a daily basis. And then to add a little bit more of that feminine vibe, I also added this pearly belt, which is again interesting and creates a bit of that creative edge because it contrasts with the plainness, I would say, of the top and the skirt. It just adds a little bit more of that sparkle and visual interest. Now, finally, I think that you can go with a variety of different pairs of shoes. Now, because I was at home, I didn't really want to wear shoes at that point, but I think that the over-the-knee boots are probably the best combination for that because they add a little bit of that sense of toughness that contrasts with the preppiness of the blazer. And so overall, this is a look that allowed me to feel very comfortable when I was presenting because I didn't feel like super stuffy and not like myself. And I think that it does make a big difference when you feel completely like yourself when you are working and when you are in front of other people. And so there isn't necessarily one specific way that I build my outfits around. Some days I may want to start with a specific piece, some days I start with what I'm already wearing, and some days I just start with the occasion and build from there. But the 3-style word method is a really useful technique because when you know them, you can often tell what is missing from your outfit, and you can amplify each of those words from very simple, barely part of the outfit, all the way to being quite a significant part of it. Please let me know in the comments below which of those outfits was your favorite, and if you've learned something new or you have some other tips to share, please do so below. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.